Hey friends, how are you? Listen, I know, listen. Happy y'all. We are in a palindrome set. I need to tell y'all about it. Listen, come in. Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Not me talking about how to be consistent every day. Look, I'm not knocking myself. The thing is like everybody was home yesterday. It was not a quiet atmosphere. There was a lot goings on, a lot of things to do. And then the one thing is like if I have to get my gym window. Yes, I'm one of those people. And also my gym window is like, oh, it says device is hot. Yeah, probably. My gym window, I've said this before, but the gym owns like all this beautiful land. There's trails that go in the forest. It's a great time for me to just take 15 to 20 minutes, whatever time that I have. And I walk and be in nature. I take my shoes off. I get grounded. And I have a little me time. Just out in nature. I really like that. I'm always at the state parks and the nature trails and everything. You know, my Aquarian spirit, we love a good ramble. Um, but yeah, look, no, for real. No, for real, for real. We're going to be consistent. I really see in my mind's eye, like, I'm really excited about, let me stop. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to grab this candle. I left it over here with our abundance ritual. You know what? Let's bring this one today. It's a fairy garden candle. Yes, you know, it's from one of my friends. From my friend, Magic and Stardust. Go love on my friend, Facebook business page. I still have our abundance and prosperity, the sun conjunct Uranus, the Taurus energy. Child, yes, I know. Happy Gemini season. Is Gemini season 144 on the clock? Is Gemini season today? Maybe some of you resonate with a twin flame journey. There is no judgment over here. I know somebody didn't just roll their eyes. Everyone's on a different soul path. I totally understand soul contracts, soulmates, twin flames, all the different kinds. We really need to have a video on that one day. You know, I keep saying I need to make a playlist of just teaching and sharing my experiences on stuff. And just put like maybe we could have like a teaching playlist or something, but I have not done that. It would be really good for us to do that. Let me find my tab, y'all. Where is my tab? Is this today's current planets? So yes, obviously it is 0 degree Gemini. We are, come on in the room. Welcome, welcome Gemini. We have Jupiter actually in Gemini as well. Jupiter over here at the 25th degree. The journey with Jupiter and Gemini has been really beautiful. I know we have talked a lot about like Tesla coils and the third eye chakra and all of these mental frequencies. Neuro pathway healing, literal channels in our mind. A lot of things have been channeled and come through on Jupiter and Gemini. So it's really interesting to consider that by the time we finish this Gemini season, Jupiter is going to move on to Cancer. So I thought that was really fascinating. Let's get into the energy together. You know, I'm going to always share my decks with you. The Star Tarot, I've talked to you guys about this over and over again about this book and how good it is if you're a learner. Okay, look, it's not a light read. If you're really, you could even really work with this on a spiritual level, on a meditative, on a planning rituals level. This book, child, this book, you can pull one card a day and get all kinds of education from it if you're on a spiritual path and a journey. And I mean, you're here, so not to mention, you guys, the freaking deck is just gorgeous. I mean, look at the Queen of Pentacles. It's giving like Merida's mom. What was her name? What is this one? Ooh, King of Cups. What is this one, though? That's a really interesting depiction of the Five of Pentacles. But look, this, oh, look at the Empress. Dude, you know how we are about butterflies. Look it. Is that an eagle above her? Wow. This gives, you know what? The more that I work with this deck, you guys, and we're just going to, I thought we would just tap straight into the tarot. But the more that I work with this deck, it's very like Avalon. It's very Star Family. It's very galactic, but it's also very like Avalon, the King and the Queen, the Holy Grail. It's this whole vibration, but the way that I don't know, I'm talking about how I experience it energetically. It's really beautiful. It makes me think of a lot of astrology. It makes me think of the stars. Could we say very Pleiadian? Pleiadian is coming through. I mean, I'm not surprised. We're still rippling out from the Pleiadian portal of the weekend. Pleiadian energy. I don't know if I'm spelling that right. I feel like, you ever have words, like every damn time you write that word, you spell it differently. Let's get into it. Spirit team, ancestors, both galactic and earthbound. Father God, Mother Goddess, divine source energy that runs through all things. We're always setting the intention to connect with the energy, activation, spirit messages, and guidance that are in service of the highest and best good and harming none. That's our intention over here. We call in messages, frequency, activations, and teachings that support health, wealth, abundance, prosperity, self-awareness, healing, growth, expansion. All of that. All of those beautiful things over here is the frequencies we will be on. So how are you guys feeling? First day of Gemini, child. It's like all the tabs are just open. But I was feeling so much burnout. I think it was just, it really wasn't burnout. I think it's also like just Taurus season is really about embodiment. It's really about getting clear on what you want. Damn, Mercury is already at the 20 degree mark in Taurus. Getting pretty close to Uranus in Taurus. We are still at 27 degree mark, which is the energy of 9. Very powerful because we're in a 9 year. Okay, Spirit. Sun in Gemini. The first day of Gemini season. I'm trying to think. I don't know that we have... What do we have? I mean, we had a sextile. You know what? We'll have a nice trine. Oh, is that today? I thought that was tomorrow. Venus in Aries. Trining Mars in Leo. Okay, I like that. That's why I feel like, do you ever have a card that will come out in multiple decks? I keep seeing the Page of Wands. So that actually makes sense. Mars and Venus love to be in harmony. They get artistic together. They get expressive together. So there's a lot of magnetic energy this week. So lean into that. We are preparing. Hello, hello. A couple more days and then Saturn's going to be in Aries. This is such a big deal. So we're definitely working up to that. You know, just looking at the chart to see what else. Between... and then shoot, the day after Saturn enters Aries, this is more like energy of end of week, Sunday, going towards next week, going towards the new moon. Mercury will be in Gemini. Ooh, Mercury does love to move fast, you know. I think a really good reflection point would be to consider, you know, when Mercury is in Taurus, it's really good because Mercury can be a fast mover. Mercury, Gemini, all of that energy. Things are going to feel a little bit more fast in the summer. Not fast as in I got to run around and do everything, and not like, you know, propaganda, marketing, you know, consumer fast. I'm talking about maybe things will manifest quickly. You'll be learning fast. Downloads will come through. So just be prepared. It might be good. Take it if it resonates, of course, right? Love and light. How did you feel with Mercury and Taurus season? There was a lot of practical, tangible energy to ground in. What is it that you need to remember to be patient with? Along with me seeing a lot of the Page of Wands in the last couple days, I've seen a lot of the Knight of Pentacles. And I think it's very important. It's like what I know that my mind will be open to a lot of things, and then Saturn's going to go into Aries and it's going to be like, woo, I don't know. The energy is going to be something else. Okay, but look, it's just a reminder that don't forget we had a lot of like oppositional square, grand cross energy going on with the fixed signs, and Sun in Taurus. We had a lot of fixed sign activity involving also the big trump of the chart, Pluto and Aquarius. Okay, so what perceptions really went through a transformation, but then also how did we ground into what in our current values and our current goals and our current ideas, right? In these perspectives, are we now grounded into? And be like, sometimes it's good to have a lot of new things and manifestations, like blah, blah, blah. I get it. But we also don't want to forget, like slow and steady wins the race. All that glitters isn't gold. Pluto and Aquarius, again, is not going to be easily impressed. That makes me think of Mars and Leo. Yeah, Mars and Leo still chugging through. Mars and Leo at the 15th degree. Mars and Leo is a great one to sit with. What is the nobility of what's driving you and your willpower and your passions right now? All right, Spirit, what do we have? What do we have? These cards are very thick, high quality. Gold foil. What was that? Six of Swords. Interesting. So they don't really, you're not really going to get like your pop flies, this deck it also doesn't really give that type of energy. This deck gives you that type of energy of like, you are divinely sovereign. We're not going to throw no cards out at you. You can shuffle us all you want. But at the end of the day, you're going to pick. I don't know, it's something like this. If you worked with decks, maybe you kind of understand what I mean. Okay. What's on the bottom? Whoa, look at that. 7 of 1. Oh, interesting. We have a 6 and then a 7. I don't know. I don't really feel drawn to the notebook today, or to the pen and paper today, you guys. Interesting. 6 of Swords. This is a very unique. I'm really curious about the book on this, you guys, because of the whale energy, because this is like a spiritual transition. But this almost makes me think of like how a baby would be wrapped up, but it's like spirit guides leading you to a rebirth. 6 of Swords always gives that energy of like your ancestors are with you. You're being guided. It's a very transitional time. You feel like you're alone, but you're crossing the waters. Like, I'm going on to a better place, but dang, I really just didn't bring anything with me. I'm so curious about the animal spirit here in the card. Let's read about it. 6 of Swords. Excuse me. Whoa, I was just doing a reading for someone today and the stag kept coming out. There's the stag again. That's crazy. Okay. Sorry, we're in the 7s. I like how this book numerologically organizes by 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6, and it teaches you about the energy of the number, not only the energy of the suit. So I think that's really cool. For example, the 6s, balance, harmony, and completion. So I'm feeling like I'm hearing this directly for some. The time of talking to someone is just over. It's complete. We're moving on, and it's a big transition. Maybe that's hard for someone. I know immediately multiple situations that were really karmic in my life that have a finality of ending, and it's been really hard. It is hard. You grieve and you mourn sometimes, especially Black Moon Lilith's going to be in Scorpio until the end of the year, I think we are going to deal with a lot of shadow energy around deep emotions. And so I understand the emotion of things dying because they help our shadow evolve. There's going to be grief connected to that. It's interesting we're talking about a Scorpio because it's like the ocean is present in this card. A baby being born, a death, a passing, love and light, you know, may all souls return to source ultimately and ascend and know peace and know love and contribute to the collective, right? But on a spiritual level, it's a huge transition. It says Aquarius energy, fixed air, Mercury in Aquarius, lunar eclipse energy. Okay, so maybe this could be release of a situation that took a lot of spiritual energy, a lot of mental power. We're in the swords, right? That's the element of air, mental. Something that caused you to close your throat chakra a lot, I'm hearing. This could be something that you received a lot of clarity on during the eclipse portal, because this card is associated with the lunar eclipse as well, Six of Swords. It's a very transitional and transformational card. Moving away from negativity to receive peace of mind. Leaving feelings of defeat behind. Yeah, definitely. You're being guided to a deeper understanding of yourself. You're regaining spiritual strength. You're moving forward through a passage of transformation to come to a fresh start. Okay, let me flip to the part where they explain the, okay. The traveler is wrapped warmly in seal skin. Yes. The energy of the sea lion brings protection during change and helps connect to the higher self. Okay. Nice. Yeah, like you would put on a big warm coat of that to stay warm and to not get wet. Okay, I'm hearing Spirit is saying the point is not to fall in the water. I don't know why my guides were like, well, you know, if they were going to go for a swim off the boat during this transition, they would be wearing a totally different suit. The goal, obviously, is to stay tucked in there, to stay warm, to stay dry. You're transitioning. It almost gives the feeling of stop diving back into the deep waters, which is like emotions, you know? I'm hearing don't gaslight yourself. Okay, damn, Spirit. Called out a little bit. Okay. We're healing. We're healing. We're on a healing journey. Okay. This is what this card's about anyway. The two Orca are guiding the canoe through the cosmic portal of transformation. Wow. To the new shores of insight and perspective. Orca symbolize the guides and protectors who create the portal where one can return to their inner home of cosmic memory and the soul. Yes. Where one can awaken to their true self. The sun shines over the horizon. You can be encouraged that there is a new beginning. I'm hearing a song and I don't know why. But look, I do this to myself all the time. I'm like, just sing the damn song. You know it's going to mean something to somebody. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. What is it? Put a little love in the world. We'll be a better place. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Maybe someone is trying to keep a positive outlook and your ancestors are really supporting you. Maybe you connect to your ancestors through song. The six swords shoot out into the starry universe, presenting expanded awareness. Yes, it's very much giving. This also makes me think of transitioning from Jupiter having been in Gemini to then going into Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter and Gemini for some, so maybe put a pin note in that. Go back and reflect. Journal fodder, you know, writing affirmations, doing guided meditations, or considering how did Jupiter and Gemini's transit impact me, and maybe read about Jupiter and Gemini. It was very mentally expansive. It was a great time for learning Look, you definitely get into Jupiter and Gemini. I think there are messages that are trying to be passed to you that you carry forward with you. The spirit orca in the night sky symbolizes peace and freedom. Wow. I'm seeing cord cutting as well. Okay, let me tell you what I saw. Like, you're sitting a candle down on this solar disc and you did a cord cutting ritual and these knives just went like 365 all the way around. Like, they cut all the cords. Now I'm seeing Archangel Michael. Maybe someone's doing a cord cutting ritual. This is a confirmation that is very effective. Because then you have the Seven of Wands, which is a lot about protection. Ooh, child. And then we got Justice, too. Okay, who did a cord cutting? You're spiritually protected. Wow, another protection, resiliency, Nine of Wands here. I'm picking up fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sag. Yeah. And listen, a cord cutting routine can be meditative. Maybe you didn't burn a candle specifically. You could have called on an archangel. You could have just did a meditation. Or maybe it's you've been focused on removing an energetic or emotional influence or whatever the case may be. It doesn't always, third party emotional influences or energetic spiritual influences can come from a lot of different things. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner. It could be a job. It could be a toxic family member, love and light. We're all going through a huge timeline convergence shift, huge energetic redistribution, very plasmic, but all the way down to the third dimensional level. Okay, so there's going to be lots of people saying, hell nah, I heard hell nah. Y'all remember to the nah, nah, nah. Okay. But hey, you got to do it. You do. This is very powerful. What are these? Are these like, you know what this makes me think of? Huge incense cones. I'm sure that's not what they are, but listen, it makes me think of that. Seven of Wands, I love. It's an energetic protective bubble. And you know what this makes me think of? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Surrounded by stars. This makes me immediately think of the middle pillar meditation. Child, I got to look at this card now too. I know that's not no incense cones. You gotta chuckle a little bit sometimes. And the world will be in bed. Hey, Mars and Leo. We were talking about Mars and Leo at the 15th degree. What is defining, inspiring your divine willpower and your urge to take action right now? And is it in your alignment with your highest and best good? Justice, karmic resolution. I heard we don't serve karma. We don't. What is that quote? Revenge is a dish best served cold. We don't do all that. Spirit does that. Our ancestors do on our behalf. This gives me like ma'at. Okay, so maybe you felt like something was really unfair and Spirit's just like, look, swim on up in your canoe, worry about your energetic field, take care of you, be divinely inspired, do the things that you've been told to do. We're protecting you energetically. Don't worry about karma. Friends, Saturn completing 29 and a half years of karmic lessons, personal evolution, emotional maturity. Listen, it's like you guys have been taught. You cannot say that you didn't know. So when we start this new Saturn cycle, not only is Saturn leaving Pisces, Saturn is starting an entire new orbit, a whole new dun 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 dun. For some, I just heard graduate from what? A doctrine? But for some reason, I'm hearing indoctrination. I don't know. Maybe someone's graduated out of a set of beliefs or, indoctrination sometimes can feel like a religious way or even a family familial communal way. You felt like you were indoctrinated to a certain way of being or a set of beliefs or you can only be this or I don't know. It's saying my phone is getting hot too. It's been doing that a lot. Hold on. We're going to take it off the charger. I think that charger is getting old.